Hi, this is Anthony. Welcome back to my show. If you're an internationally known businessman or C-list celebrity like myself, you probably get your fair share of scam emails that are caught in your spam filter, but sometimes certain words just trigger one's email provider to think a certain message is spam when in fact it's completely legitimate. This was the situation with notices from my employer about my weekly paycheck, all of which were going to the spam filter, even though they were not. Anyway, I was pleased to find that I may be in for quite a bit of money, although I'm not quite sure why it's due to me. The message states that it's from the International Monetary Fund, although you can see the actual email address that it was sent from does not seem to be an official IMF address, but rather one possibly from a university in the South American country of Colombia. And it's kind of interesting that the text of the message states in the subject line is simply FYI, and later on there's a line that starts out as to, but doesn't conclude anything. And then it starts out as Dear Sir/Madam, which in some situations might be perfectly acceptable, although one might think that they would be able to deduce my pronouns or titles, both from my name, which is in my email address, as well as the fact that they found a large amount of money that's due to me. So let's continue. So after a thorough review of all unclaimed, and by that I assume all unclaimed money throughout the world, all unclaimed inheritance funds, contract funds, lottery funds, etc., with various financial institutions in conjunction with the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Well, let's stop there for a minute. Now, all of my grandparents and ancestors beyond them are deceased, and they were all fairly poor and didn't leave me any significant amount of money. As for my parents, they're both alive, and as I'm scheduled to be the executor of their wills, there's currently no money due to me from them since they're still alive. So there's no inheritance money for me at this point. I don't play the lottery, so I haven't won any lottery funds, despite my tongue-in-cheek description of me earlier in this video as being an internationally well-known businessman. That comes from another scam email that I got from the supposed widow of the former Nigerian dictator Sani Abacha, who described me as such. But no, I don't think that I have any large amount of money coming due to me from any overseas work that I may have done. And then I thought to myself, perhaps all of the work that I've been devoting to creating YouTube videos has finally paid off somehow. I've never made it a secret that my goal is to get my channel monetized, and I have well over the 4,000 hours of view time that I need, although I still need to get over 300 more subscribers. By the way, if you think that my intention is to get monetized and then get rich, here's a screenshot from Social Blade, which estimates my monthly income from ads would be between approximately $2 and approximately $30 a month. And it's interesting that the score that shows on the left side of the page as C+ is based on my channel relative to other channels, not on trust or anything. But when I had fewer subscribers but more people watching some of my DB Cooper videos, my score was higher at B-. Anyway, I digress. But let's continue to see if this is real. It states that I've been awarded a financial compensation amount of US $3,750,000 USD, which seems a bit redundant as the US before the figure indicates that it's in US dollars, so not necessary to specify it after the amount again. And so that I could receive my compensation amount for which I'm being compensated, for which I know not, it directs me to send my full contact address and telephone number to enable their payments director in the Turkey, which I assume is just referring to the country of Turkey, although the Turkey here might be either the sender or a foolish recipient. And note the phrase kindly reply back. Our scammer friends that I encounter, often from Ghana and Nigeria, invariably use the word kindly, which is completely understood but not generally used much by native English speakers in more developed countries or in official English language communications from international institutions like the IMF in this case. Anyway, it is then signed sincerely Kristalina Georgievna, the managing director of the IMF. Now, supposedly, she's the executive of this organization who is writing to me personally because evidently she has nothing better to do. Just for interest, I decided to Google Madam Georgievna to see if there really is a managing director of the IMF by that name, and sure enough, according to Wikipedia, she is the incumbent to that position. Although there does seem to be some controversy over her instructing staff at the World Bank to inflate data to make China look better during her tenure as chief executive. By the way, she was at the World Bank before she was at the IMF. Anyway, while it was determined that she had instructed the staff to inflate the data to make her look better, the executive board of the IMF, her current employer, determined that the investigation did not conclusively demonstrate wrongdoing and expressed confidence in Georgievna's leadership. I guess my reading into that would be that it did not conclusively demonstrate wrongdoing, it just inconclusively demonstrated wrongdoing. Anyway, my friends, I'm sure that many of you have received such scam messages. I'd love to hear from you about the details of them. If you still have the message, cut and paste the relevant details in the comment section below. If you haven't already, I really would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button to my channel and check out my other videos, which range from true crime and unsolved mysteries to other historical topics, movie and book reviews, and personal finance and stock investing. If you like those videos, please click the like button on them also. Thanks so much and hope to hear from you in the future.